It's up for grabs now!
Magic ball from Bergkamp to Patrick Vieira!
Would you believe it? Oh, right, what a way to get it!
Fabulous solo goal by Thierry Henry.
Good evening. Welcome to another nice edition of the Arsenal Lounge live match reaction. Leeds 1, Arsenal 4 at Elland Road, an away win, convincing. A couple of great goals from Martinelli. We could discuss his performance along with likes of Saka with a nice little finish, or a little bit fortunate with the deflection, but really in that first half could have been 8 or 9. And also in the second half, we've conceded a goal, silly rash tackle by White. Rafinha sort of pulled one back. And then again, ESR coming off the bench, replacing Odegaard, who again had a decent game, seems to be interlinking well with the strike force. 4-1. Great performance. I mean, we could only beat what's in front of us. It was a depleted Leeds team, loads of injuries. You do have to feel sorry for them. At the same time, we have to beat what's in front of us, and we need those points in the bag. Points in the bag for me at this stage is more vital than the games in hand, with the congestion that COVID could be causing. All sorts of things could be going on with the fixtures and all of that. So, look, it's been a great game for us. The thing that impressed me the most is that we dominated the game in the first half. We controlled it. We weathered the storm early. And then it was, you know, as I said, 8 or 9 goals we could have scored. And that's not even exaggeration. I wish we were a little bit ruthless, a bit more ruthless. But let's have a look who is in the chat. Shaheen's not with me today. But look, let's have a look in here. Matt Lewis says only 5 points behind Chelsea, Lev. Yeah, well, yeah, there are games in hand and all that. But yeah, it's very true. Jack Sparrow says they've got a good manager. They were poor, says Chan. Good to see you, bro. Nizam Amli says, where are the negative Nellies and Arteta haters? Jack Sparrow asks, Lev, what's the common denominator? Common denominator for what, Jack? Let's have a look. I'm just catching up with everything here. Martinelli is fearless, says Rohan, 100%. We're going to discuss that. People calling for maximums. Shaheen busy in finding negatives today. Shaheen's actually busy today. He's not going to be with us, but it's nothing to do with the negatives. He's just got a few commitments. So look, what I will be doing at some point, I'm not looking to do a late one today, guys. I'm on my own. That's so sad. But look, at the end of the day, we have bagged another 3 points. Let me know who you think, was the standout guy for you. Martinelli got man of the match from what I'm hearing. Obvious reasons. He started it all off. What I was happy about is, I know again we're going to keep hearing about the fact it was only Leeds. It was only Leeds. It was only Leeds. I'm sure the likes of people like Maximus will come in and go, oh, well done, with his usual sort of, sarcasm in the sense of it was only Leeds. But patterns of play is also something he keeps going on about. And I saw some patterns of play today. Lev, anything sentimental about the Puma Arsenal shirt on the wall, asks Sean. Not really. More sentimental is the little one up here, which is my son's actual very first Arsenal top. Don't know if you can see it. The little O2 one there. See that? That is when he was a baby. So that's more sentimental. Shirts are kind of, if I was going to go sentimental, I'd be going more back to the sort of the O2 blood red, or something like the I don't know. There's a few. I love the old school banana shirt. But anyway, you took me off track there for a minute. Anyway, so look, Gabs, I don't know what you guys are going to say about this, but Gabs has a little bit of the shades of Michael Owen in his prime, in the sense of the way he can make that little sharp burst, run through, on goal, score. He has shades of that. I'm not saying he is completely like Michael Owen. I think he's got a bit more skill. He's got more capabilities. But that burst when he's through on goal, it's very Owen-esque. If anyone else feels the same, let me know. Just waiting for people to join the chats before I start dropping the link in and all that shenanigans. Why not? How you doing, bro? Gabriel is better than ESR and Saka. Okay. all you Mo man them and gal them, subscribe, man. Come on, G, says DR. Thank you, bro. Points on the board better than games in hand. Absolutely, Damien. Letting it all warm up. I'm sure I'm going to have the likes of Mohammed asking if there's a link to drop, and today there is. If you guys want me to drop a link, let me know. I am doing this alone today. I tell you what, yeah, I was particularly impressed in the first half with just how easily we were carving them open. It made me believe that we have been practicing on the training field specifically because Martinelli said something the other day when he scored the goal. He said we've been practicing that in training. You know, to go when Laka drops deep and then he runs in behind to the space that Laka sort of creates by dropping deep. He sort of drags the centre forward a little bit, centre back forward a little bit, so then he can run in behind to a space behind. And I think that's something they're practicing. And it seemed like he was looking for that ball all the time. If they can get that right, that's going to be a massive, massive thing for us. But what I also like is we have players now that can score coming from deep. You like it. Odegaard seems to be sort of settling in now. He's looking more and more like an assured AM. He's starting to look like he's understanding what the players in front of him are expecting and wanting from him. But the late runs are coming in now. Your Sakas, your ESRs, and all of that. So imagine if we had a proper striker. And one thing I have said as well, with regards to having Laka up top and what it's actually, I've been thinking this through, the whole Aubameyang gate. And look, it's gone on since the last show we did, and I'm sure we could discuss that today. What is going on there? For me, something more serious than this being let on, because for me, Arteta is fuming with him. I've seen a couple of the interviews, and I don't think Arteta's letting it go. So, like the Gabriel incident, that came out recently with the robbery in his house, that was a month or two prior. We all heard about it later, so we might hear about this later on. But I have an inkling that Aubameyang has done something a bit more than what we're being told. But what I was getting at is the fact that I've seen Laka up top now properly. It just shows me how much we miss having a proper centre forward that we can have as a focal point and someone you can rely on to put a graph shift in, who can win a ball, who can cause defenders problems, who can hold it up, who can interlink. And that's what we've been missing. And that's why it's no surprise we're seeing the likes of ESR, Saka, Odegaard more involved along with Martinelli these last few games. So for me, it's getting more and more like Aubameyang is going to be pushed aside. He's not the right type of centre forward based on what we're seeing right now, the way we want to play. So imagine if we have a really, really good centre forward, somebody that's ruthless, who got the pace, not knocking Laka, he's doing a great job. With this new young core that we got, it's pretty exciting. So, you know, I'm pretty excited. I don't want to get carried away. We keep saying it, and I'm sure there's people waiting for us to lose, to lose the ground on who we've got already with their games in hand. But as I say, I think games in hand are not as valuable as points in the bag right now. So you guys in the chat, let's see, it's warming up now. It's starting to pick up here. If you lot want me to drop the link in, I'm gonna drop the link. So you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. I don't want to be here till like 11 o'clock at night. I want to enjoy my evening too. I've put scented candles. It's nice when you win. You can just relax, can't you? Do you know what I mean? Like, instead of stressing. So let's see what today holds. Is there still going to be some negativity? Am I going to hear the same stuff about, it's only this, it's only that? Or is it more positive? And Xhaka returning, I've got to say, as much as I don't think he's the future for us, right now, he looks like it's letting Partey dominate a little bit more. So again, maybe partnerships. It's a thing, isn't it? So link is going in now. Let me know if you want to come on. Just come on, have you say, let's have a chat. Let's talk Arsenal. Let's talk Leeds Arsenal. Leeds 1, Arsenal 4. It's got a nice ring to it. It was nice and comfortable. I'm a little bit disappointed about the second half. Not going to lie. I think we took our foot off the gas a little bit. But still, nonetheless, another 3 points. AB Phil, Sebastian's in the house already. Here we go. Let's bring him in. Seb. Look at Seb. Look, he's smiling. Look. You all right, Seb?
Yeah, good. Thank you. Yeah, it's been a good week, and that just tops off a good week. 3 wins in a week. Can't be much more happier than that.
Man, looks like he had a trim as well, yeah? Fresh
Yeah, I
trim.
had that today.
Fresh trim, Seb. I couldn't notice. See? Fresh trim, fresh result. Who stood out for you today, Seb? Like, what particularly impressed you from today's performance?
Oh, Martinelli, absolutely sharp. He's
Yeah.
brilliant. And Saka again, very good. Despite that early miss, I thought his overall game was excellent. And Tomiyasu was very good until he went off. Hopefully his injury.
Oh, he particularly
serious,
impressed me.
but-
There was that little passage where he blocked off the run in the second half of somebody, then turned and won the ball back as well, and beat a couple of players down. I think and then Dallas had to foul him. So it was actually, Tomiyasu again, very impressive. And let's hope it's not anything serious, the injury. Should we bring a couple of others into the party as well? So listen, guys, it's difficult for me, in the sense of who to let go and all that sort of stuff. So I'll do my best. This is why I like Shaheen doing it, because he's a bit more ruthless than me. But anyway, so we'll put Nizam in, and we'll put Wayne in as well. Look at this. Wayne Sage in the house. How you doing, bro? No more introductions needed for you, bro. And Nizam, have we had you on? Are you new on here, bro? Have we had you on before?
Yes, you had me twice before.
Ah, thank you, bro. Good for coming on. So 4-1, we've beat them convincingly. I mean, people will argue. I'll start with you, Wayne, as well. People will, I'm sure, argue on here, and a few negative Nellies will come on here and say,
you're gonna have the
Leeds.
negative folks. I mean, it doesn't matter. You have to win the points. The points is what matters. It doesn't matter who we beat. It just matters that we get the points and stay where we are. I didn't get to watch a lot of the match. I was out on the 17th hole playing a little golf when the match was going on.
Oh, yeah. What handicap you play off, Wayne?
What's that?
What handicap you playing off?
To be honest, I didn't play with a handicap today because it's my first time hitting a golf ball in like years. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was just getting back on it on the golf course. But no, what the clips I did see, we were actually really good.
First off, we were very good.
Yeah, I saw some little passes, like some little combinations, some 1-2s. I was like, wow, this is the Arsenal that we need to see. This is almost like an Arsene Wenger Arsenal. The counter attack. It's Odegaard is playing some Ozil-esque passes. Like this guy is only 22.
I'll tell you what, the ball through to ESR impressed me because
that was
people
awesome.
didn't realize, but he had to flick it up, so it took a bit longer to get through to him. So that ESR, so the timing is right. And these are the little subtle things about players like Odegaard you could miss if you don't look. His timing of his passes and the weight of the pass.
Exactly, and he sees the play maybe 2 passes before everybody else. Like he has a real great footballing brain. And we're going to see a lot more of him. Like I think next season he's going to really explode because he's still 22. People forget that this guy is still young. Like he hasn't even gotten to his prime yet. So the more he plays and the more we see him play is going to be amazing.
I mean, it's an exciting crop of youngsters we have coming through. Like, if you want to really think about, and if we could just finish off with someone who's ruthless up top. I mean, for example, and I'll go on to you, Nizam, as well. Lacazette had a great game for me. His all-round game was really good. He's build up, he's hustling, the work that he put in, the shift he put in for the rest of the team, his link-up play. The only thing that was missing is that ruthless cutting edge. But what did you think of the game, Nizam?
Look, entirely. What has happened in the last couple of games, which proves we actually need to move on from Aubameyang. Laka is more for the team. Aubameyang's more flashy guy that's going to score the goals. But other than that, he's not bringing much else to the team. He wasn't a good captain. Fair enough, it wasn't his fault to become captain. It was probably given to him, it was voted. But Laka is a better captain. He gets on with the youngsters. Our young guys are playing wonderful football at the moment. Look at Saka and Martinelli dovetailing around, trying to ping in balls. Lacazette playing, dropping in deep, pulling in defenders. We're playing much better without Aubameyang, and to me, I've been listening to different people talk about it. It seems as if it's something much deeper than just the misdemeanors, whatever is actually going on. Because if you can see, if Xhaka was the captain, what's his name? Aubameyang was the captain, and he's such a well-liked guy around the club and with the supporters. Why hasn't he personally come out and apologized or said something? Till now, he hasn't. His agent has come up and said all his achievements. To me, it seems, look, this guy's finished at the club. He can try and make his way to come in, but I doubt he has any future left. Besides that, team is performing without him. So, to me, the way the team even performed today, I was quite happy with it. We scored the goals. We had an all-round performance. Besides the second half, we took our foot off the gas a little bit. They came back into the game, but we had total control either way. So
I agree with you, Nizam. I mean, look, there's a few people on here who agree in the sense of Android phone says, I like Lacazette's ability to change direction and play with his feet during the hold up. It really helps open spaces and lanes. And this says, these are things that Aubameyang doesn't do. And imagine if we had someone like a Vlahovic who could do all of that and then get in behind somebody and then score. If we could get somebody to really link up all these youngsters, I don't think there's many teams in the Premier League that could talk about a group of youngsters like this at the moment. Emil Smith-Rowe, Saka, Martinelli, and Odegaard, right? These guys are like, they're the future. We need players to go with them. I do think, we do need some additions, and Xhaka is another thing. Xhaka coming in, like Aubameyang going, Xhaka coming in is again showing us what it will do for someone like Partey to have someone decent and experienced next to him. He's not the best.
Partey's game has improved,
yeah, but he's physically, Xhaka helps him in a sense. And,
absolutely.
And I think that helps. So if we can get someone a bit more mobile, like that can do Xhaka's role, I think we'll get more out of Partey too. But look, it's going in the right direction.
And can I say one thing about Aubameyang? I personally like Aubameyang. It's hard to say. I mean, until we know exactly what's going on, I don't want to make any assumptions. But I do believe that I think the captaincy was a burden on him. I think now that he doesn't, think that he doesn't have the captaincy anymore, he's probably going to be a lot freer to play his game. And that it might be a good thing that he doesn't have the captaincy anymore.
I understand where you're coming from, Wayne.
Yeah.
I understand where you're coming from, and I've thought about that too. But this is where I have a problem with what you're saying, is if you've watched Arteta's last couple of posts, like the press conferences after the games, and even before, it doesn't look like he's... I think he's really fuming with him. Right. Yeah, because like he was dropping it like we had a really good relationship before. So it even hurt even more what he's done. Like, I don't understand where it's come from kind of thing. So whatever he's done, mate, he's stripped the captaincy, he's dropped the guy. Right. The performances have gone, have improved. Yes, I know why not. He's still saying it's Leeds and all of that. But you got to understand, these help us because it's enabling our team to learn how to gel together and how to play together. So
confidence.
Leeds, it's a bit of like sparring. We're getting 3 points while we're sparring. We should be We should be happy that this is happening. But I'm probably in the same mindset in Nizam. I'm starting to think Aubameyang's time is done. It's done.
It's possible. It's quite possible. But I just really think that the captaincy was a real burden on him. I really do.
Perhaps you're right.
Look,
go on, Nizam.
I agree the captaincy was probably a burden, and I said that for a while already. But the issue was, Arteta also came out and mentioned it before, that I asked him, do you still want to be captain? Because you are not the captain material on the field. You can't lift up players. You don't need to be the best player. But if the players around you are not playing well, you can't put fire in them. You can't bring them into the game as well. So if you're playing poorly, and you can't do that for them as well, then what are you doing for the team?
True.
So,
I understand. That's his problem, isn't it? If he's not scoring, he's not doing anything else.
Exactly.
And look at Xhaka. When Xhaka was captain, he had his run, and people did whatever they did to his family and the online abuse. People quick to slate him and say he didn't apologize to the fans. Aubameyang's supposed to be on a pedestal, the most likable guy winning the FA Cup. He hasn't come out now after 3 games and said anything. He hasn't apologized to the fans, said I'm sorry or anything. So to me, look, end of the day, I've liked him. He was a wonderful guy, what the signing. But till this point, if you're not coming out to apologize to Arsenal fans, what do we mean to you? The club is bigger than you. We're gonna always be there.
That's true.
But
the club is bigger.
In defense,
He isn't coming.
we don't know whether he's been
don't know
told
exactly.
to stay quiet. We don't know what he's done. Seb, you've heard what these guys are saying. I'll give you the last bit, and I've got to sort of swap it around as people wait in. Anything else you want to add, Seb, with today?
Yeah, obviously, with Aubameyang, it's definitely something more serious for it to be this bad. I think Nick Arteta's definitely right to take away the captain away from him, and I agree with these two guys. I don't think he was captain material. I think Lacazette was more captain material, and I think he should have got it over him. Aubameyang should have just been allowed to just focus on his goals. But yeah, if you can't keep turning up late to the squad or whatever else has gone on, it's not right, especially as the club captain. So he is right to do that, regardless to him being omitted from the squad. I think those 2 games should be it. I think he should be allowed to come back in for the Sunderland game midweek. I think he should be given a run out for that game. I hope it isn't his final game for Arsenal. And yes, I do think we do need to move on from him, and we do need a new striker. I think that is important.
Well, there's rumours that he might not be playing till end of February. Whether or not that's newspapers making hype out of it because it's because of AFCON and just playing the game just to clickbait us, I don't know. But there are rumours that we might not be playing till end of February now.
Also, I do appreciate and respect what he has done for the club, and he won the FA Cup single-handedly. And when we wanted him to stay, he did sign. While other players,
good points.
I do respect that. So I think we've got to also put that also a little bit into consideration. Unlike what we did with Ozil, I didn't like how that was handled. But
good point. So that's a good point.
I think the right thing that he stripped it away and dropped him for these 2 games, I think that is enough. I don't know what else has gone on for it to be longer. And Aubameyang,
well, this is it. We don't know.
He does have a history of doing that. So we just have to wait and see. But I would seriously have him involved for the Sunday game. I don't think go that far.
Well, wait, thank you, Seb, for coming on, brother. I'm going to have to move it on, get some other people on. Nizam, I'm going to move you too, bro. So thank you, Seb. Out of here.
Next article coming out on Tuesday.
Article coming out on Tuesday. What's it going to be about?
On the captains. On the
captains, yeah?
Captain.
Okay, so watch out for Seb's next article on our Twitter page. It'll be coming out, be about Arsenal captains. So, Seb, bro, thank you, man. It's been a nice, peaceful one today. Take care of yourself. Yeah, I'm going to look to bring in the likes of Abdul. Let's bring in Mohammed Iraqi in the house. Look at him. He's here. He just loves it, doesn't he, Mohammed? And look at this lad. Look at him. He's not lying in his bed. Every time we get a good result, he's no longer in bed. How you doing, bro? You good?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you guys?
Right, so who should we start with? Mo, you can go first, man. Positive result. Was it just bad Leeds? Really good Arsenal? Mixture of both? Should we be excited? Should we be sort of keeping our calm?
Good evening. Hi, Lev. Hi, guys. Hi, all. Very important win. Expected one also against this Leeds side from many players, but it's very important that we continue the series of wins after Newcastle and after our crucial win against West Ham. I think today, I believe that in the first half was very convincing. We were very good, sharp, quick, with intense. We scored 3 goals, but in fact, if you look at the first half, we had 11 shots on goal. On goal stats. If we were clinical enough, the first half will ended 5 or 6, and we killed the match earlier. But Arsenal is Arsenal. Okay, only 3. We dropped a little bit in the second half, more slow. Our intensity gone. Leeds entered into the match. Silly penalty to concede from Penwell.
Very bad. Bad tackle, that wasn't it? Stupid.
Yeah, I was annoyed with some aspects of the game today. although the game was easy and we played the first half fantastic, this rush tackle from Ben White, imagine if it's against a tough team and cost us the game. So we must learn from these situations. I think Martinelli, we're all happy. We all, in the past few weeks, we're calling Arteta to give this guy a chance to play in the first 11. He proved that he's a very, very good player. He's technical. He's very clinical on goal. He's scoring a lot of types of goal. His runs from the midfield, when he goes from the wings to the middle, it's very good, like the second goal he scored. So I think the two standout player for me today, Martinelli and Odegaard. Odegaard, I think, was fantastic with his passes to the attackers. I believe that it's an important win, as I said, 4-1. I have a point on Lacazette. I appreciate Lacazette. I appreciate Lacazette very much, but if you concentrate in the last 3 matches, today he must have scored twice in the first half. The penalty, he must put the penalty, a goal against West Ham in a very crucial time. We were leading just 1-0. Against Newcastle, he missed also a 2 very good chances, 1-1 with the keepers. So, okay, he's doing hard work. Okay, he's holding the ball well. Okay, his link-up play is good, but for me, it's not enough. Forward.
I agree. He should be finishing
forward,
more.
Okay, easy chances. Look at
they are easy. Yeah.
You see,
they got the keeper. 1-1 with the keeper. So Lacazette, with his experience and with his form, should have scored at least 5 goals in the last 3 matches.
1 minute, Mo. Let's find out what these guys think. Abdul.
Let me.
Go on,
I just
Wayne.
want to say one thing about Lacazette. I've heard a lot of people say he needs to score. He needs to score more. I don't think that's what Lacazette is there to do. I don't think that's what Arteta wants Lacazette to do.
Well, he's a striker, though, Wayne. No,
He
surely
is.
goals have to be part of
He
his game.
is,
No?
but so is Firmino.
Yeah,
So is
but
Firmino.
Fabinho don't miss sitters. I understand what you're saying, and like in that aspect. But then when there's a
very different player, Firmino is a very different type of player than Lacazette. Lacazette is a number 9. Firmino, it's like dropping deep like number 10. He's a more
Lacazette does too.
I'm agreeing though.
Lacazette does too. He
He's
also has
all plays good.
It's a
he also has
very different players. Firmino is a high technical player, not like Lacazette. A very different types of players.
I do agree that Lacazette needs to be more clinical. If he added games to the rest of his all-round play, if he added goals, to the rest of his all-round play, then I think we'd have a really, really good all-round striker on our hands. He's doing everything else that Aubameyang doesn't do. But I do agree with Mo on this, and Abdul, I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. If in the first half, Lacazette was more clinical, and he is right in the sense, it's quite an interesting point. We were 1-0 up, and then you got to remember also, Rafinha had that breakaway that had he took that chance, suddenly
1-1.
A game that you're totally on top of ends 1-1. Abdul, what do you think?
I think that Lacazette is doing his job. I know he's not doing the finishes, but it's not a coincidence that up front they're playing a lot better when he's playing it in the game. He just provides that more flexibility for Martinelli to play his game, for Saka to play his game, for Smith Rowe to play his game. He provides that capability for them not to worry up front and just to like run in behind, like take that run, do that finish. The game against West Ham, it was Lacazette who absorbed a lot of the defenders, which left Martinelli create that finish.
He
that
makes
first
space for the others, doesn't he? Creates space for the others. Yeah.
Creates a lot of space for
that.
the others.
So I know he's not finishing and whatever, but like at the end of the day, like Lacazette isn't staying with us anyways. Like he's probably going to go out on free anyway. So I'm not going to be that critical on his finishes. I don't think he has any plans of like staying with Arsenal anyways, and I don't think the fans have any plans of like wanting him to stick around either, because the fan base is split, as you can see. So I think Lacazette is fine, but like, you know, Mo was saying, he has to finish those chances, which I agree. But you know, like at the end of the day, he still makes the other kids perform better. And
is it us though? Is it us just so used to not having a striker like that, having the likes of Aubameyang up top, that when we do have someone that actually does that work, it stands out for us, right?
Yeah, and the thing is that I don't want to really focus on any of the negative aspects for this, because I still think Lacazette did okay. I know not finishing those chances like just sucks, but he still creates the opportunity for the other kids to finish their chances. You know, and for Aubameyang, I just want to talk about.
One second, Abdul, before you go any further, because there's other people waiting. Wayne, I'm going to have to let you go, bro. But very quickly before you do go, brother, quick question. Abdul, you can carry on a second. Quick question. Aubameyang, will he be here in January, yes or no?
I think he will. He will. Yeah, because, I mean, he costs us a lot of money. We're still paying his salary. So I don't think he's going to leave. I mean, of course, you have the AFCON. But I think he'll still be here.
Okay, brother. Well, listen, thank you for your support as always, bro. If I didn't have to let you go, I wouldn't, but I've got to try and keep it fair for everyone. So I'm going to move you out. Have a great evening, brother. AB Phil in the house as well. So sorry, Abdul, you were carrying on with a point. Go ahead.
Yeah, so for me, Aubameyang shouldn't really be playing in the team anymore, because clearly I have nothing against him. I've always been a fan. But you can clearly see that he's ever since he's got that captaincy, I personally saw that he's just not performing the way he was before. Like he would just drop in the goals, and I don't know whether it was because Ozil really understood his play style, gave him all those chances for him to finish. I don't know what it is, but what I will say is that the difference between him and Martinelli is that Martinelli is fearless. The kid keeps running in, and even if he doesn't get the pass, he doesn't care. He still keeps running in. Like he just keeps doing it. He keeps doing it. Aubameyang, I kind of feel like he wants his teammate to understand when to give him that through pass and like when not to. And with the style that Arteta is doing, it's not really giving him the.
So you're saying Martinelli's in a way making your
Martinelli doesn't care. He just keeps going in for it, no matter.
Abdul, my point to clarify my point about Lacazette is that we are not on the level of City or Liverpool from scoring goals point of view. So all players must share the burden. Okay, your striker, when you have these easy chances, must score them. Your wingers must score goals. Your midfielders, number 10, 8, like Odegaard, must score. Now Odegaard is delivering. Martinelli is delivering. Saka is delivering. But your forward is not delivering. He's
helping them deliver.
It's not now it's not affecting us against Newcastle and Leeds, but when you play Wolves, United, Spurs, in these matches, you need to finish the match in one chance.
Hold on, let's find out what AB has to say on this. AB, Phil, you are in the house. You've been hearing what these guys are saying. I've got Sujal in there as well. Sujal, I can see you. I will bring you in along with Norman. I can see you as well, and Nizam. But AB, Phil, you've been hearing what the guys are saying. Firstly, it's a positive result, yes, and let's not try and get too negative with certain aspects. But what do you think? What you've been hearing?
I've been hearing these days, and I so many. I agree with Mo on so many aspects.
You're agreeing with Mo? No, don't agree with Mo, man. No, don't
why not, man? He's a nice guy. He seems like a nice guy. I mean, he knows his football.
Thank you.
Yeah,
he's all right. He's all right. He's all right.
Yeah. First of all, hey, hello, Abdul. How are you, man? I mean, I see you around. Yeah. Shaheen, sorry, Lev, say my love to Shaheen, man. I mean, why is he not here?
Oh, forget Shaheen, man. I'm not sending him no love, man.
Okay, I know. Yeah. So I just continuing on most points. So he was saying that the players are delivering right now. right? So I would like to say that the players are delivering against these teams where we are expected to deliver. Let it be Chelsea, let it be Liverpool, let it be Man City. We are not on those levels, right? So these players are expected to deliver. That's why they are playing at this beautiful club called Arsenal, right? So on the match today, Odegaard was playing like prime Ozil. Just let him see. If we would have seen him playing against Chelsea, Liverpool, or Man City, I'm not pointing on negatives. I'm just saying these are the plus points against these teams which we are expected to win.
Okay, no,
The,
you're right on that aspect. We are expected
yeah.
to win these games, and he did perform really well today. Is that because it was just a poor Leeds team in a young, inexperienced Leeds team?
I was feeling so. I'm telling you, I'm a very sympathetic person. I was feeling so bad for Leeds, right? I mean, like, how many players they had injured? I mean,
Maybe
10,
10,
12, 15. Yeah.
10, maybe
And
10,
I
10,
was like,
11.
yeah, and nobody was feeling bad when we had players injured. I mean, I'm not denying that. But then
No, I
this
mean
was
it's
a
weird.
depleted.
How do they make
You
these
Mhm,
know,
decisions? How do they make
my
these
friend.
decisions?
You
It
know,
doesn't.
my friend.
mhm,
Your point. It's what concerns me. You know, our league is not, it's not against City or Liverpool or Chelsea. It's not our league. Our main league, and I said it at the beginning of the season. Our main league is against United, Spurs, West Ham, Leicester, Wolves. This is
For
the main contenders in the top six. This is our main league.
for which I agree. I mean, at the start of the season, we were like top six. We are okay. Oh God, thank you. I mean, top six finished. We are in the fourth spot with some random teams having some random play games in hand, which I do not even bother about. I mean, Spurs have some 4 games ahead of us. Left behind. I mean, they are not winning those 4 games. I do not care. Let them win. But we have to
Well,
win these games.
But we
points in
failed
the bag.
two
Points
two
in the
big
bag.
tests. We failed two big tests
Do you know
against
what?
Everton
Had
and
we won
United.
those 2 games,
We
had
should
we
have
won
won those
those,
Exactly.
games.
Yeah.
It
had
was
So
in
we
our
won
hands.
those 2 games,
It
yeah,
was in our
we
hands.
would be another 6 points clear, right? We have
seriously, man. I mean,
this league is not the same as most seasons, and I think there's going to be a lot of fixture congestion, and I think if you grab those points whilst you can, but look, we've got other
uh,
people waiting, so I'm not going to let go. Mo, you want to say something before I'm going to have to let you go as well? But do you want to say something before I let you go, Mo? And
You know,
Abdul as
Liv,
well. Yeah.
I'm not bothered when we lose against City or Liverpool. It's
Mm.
okay. We lose against these teams. They are now in a high level. But when you lose against United, against Spurs, against Wolves, we have, after 2 weeks, a crucial match against Wolves.
Yeah. Well, I could see
So,
us winning that, but I just it was disappointing the way we
but
played
now,
against Man United.
Wolves now in a very good form, and we must have this series of wins on the road, not only at the Emirates,
Yeah.
also on
No.
the road. It's very important. This is will determine our season. Not only winning at the Emirates, winning on the road, winning against Wolves, West Ham, Spurs, Leicester, United, to be first in the top six, then to have a chance to compete in the fourth spot. So, okay, we are happy with these wins, but also, lastly, if we have a top class midfielder and a top class strikers, our level will be raised 2 or 3 steps forward.
I agree with that. When you say midfielder, you mean central midfielder, someone to replace Xhaka, someone better than Xhaka.
Yes. Number 8 player.
but
Number 8.
we need
Like
replacement with Partey as well. I mean, Partey is like wasteful.
Partey. Today. Partey was not excellent. It's against a very ordinary
He's
Leeds.
been a lot
He
more
was okay.
solid. He's been a lot more
Exactly.
solid
So
since Xhaka's been there.
he feels like just a body in the midfield. I
He
mean,
lost some
we
sloppy
did not buy him
passes.
to just do that.
He was okay. He was not excellent. In these matches, he must thrive more and more. He must have confidence to
It's his
make
second
these
season. I
runs.
mean, he has to pick up. I mean, when is he going to pick up?
He's
Oh,
I
no.
mean, just
Wait. We keep saying this second season, but he only played a season and a half, right? Someone had given me stats. He's played half the games of the 2 seasons. So he's basically in total he's played about 34 games or 35 games. People keep saying 2 years. He's been in 2 years. He's not played 2 years worth of football. But wait, wait 1 second. Mo, I'm gonna have to let you go. Let Sujel in. Abdul, I'll come to you in a second. Mo, I love you, man. Respect. We won today. Another 3 points. Hopefully, I'll see you in the next one. Yes.
Yes, sure.
Big up. Respect.
Take care, no?
Yeah, man. Later. Sujel, I'll bring you in. Sorry, AEB, you were saying something.
So I was just saying on Partey. I mean, we thrive for these world class players to come to Arsenal, right? And we bought Partey as this world class, and he's going to do wonders for us. He's the long awaited Vieira replacement, and we are still waiting to replace. I mean, at least the V of Vieira. I mean, I am so. I am so
really
hopeful of Vieira.
Yet. You can't really fully judge Partey yet, though.
Lev, I have been. See, we crucify Xhaka for one small tackle like he did today. I mean, that was
been here a lot longer, though, AB.
I understand.
And he's made look, again today. He was lucky he didn't get sent off again today. In my opinion, he could have. You know what? One silly tackle, and he could have gone. But 1 second, Norman in the house
was blind.
Jail. yeah, exactly. No, and they gave the guy a yellow who done a similar tackle straight after.
Exactly.
Norman in the house.
Seconds after.
In the house. Seconds after. Yes. Norman, Sujel, how you doing, guys? Good.
How's it going, lads?
Good to be back.
Yes. So Norman, what you got to say on this? Positive. Happy?
Of course. Always positive. I think today was an easy game for us. It didn't really feel like a Premier League game for me, to be honest. Unfortunately, Leeds were missing so many players. It made it very difficult for them.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, we went there. We did the job.
You can't deny that in the first half, in my opinion, it could have been about 8 or 9. Someone said 5 or 6. If you think about it, we scored 3 goals. I think 3 goals in the first half. Laka missed a very big chance, like a simple chance. The one that he should have scored 1-on-1. Then Saka missed the rebound as well. That he should have scored that. Then Laka missed another one that Odegaard set him up with from an angle that maybe Odegaard should have shot with. I mean, these are just ones I'm just thinking off the top of my head. I personally think it could have been 8 or 9.
Yeah, we obviously missing a killing edge compared to Manchester City, for example, who just went there and wiped the floor with them.
Yeah. Do you think we could have been a lot more ruthless and got our goal difference up?
Yeah, it was evidence that we just took we didn't go for it on the next on the second half.
Yeah.
We absolutely let the gas go, and it backfired a couple of times on us before. Fortunately, it didn't do it today, but that's something to improve on, obviously.
Sujel, what's your thoughts?
I think this is a game that we should be winning. The only disappointing thing, negative thing I would say, is probably not being more ruthless.
Yes.
And I know a lot of people saying Odegaard had a good game, but he's got a bit of that Ozil in him where he can take the shot and score a goal, but he goes for that killer pass again, like
he did with Lacazette on that chance he gave him.
So I know Lacazette
should have scored his
first chance. He should have scored that first chance, but the second chance, I think Lacazette didn't even expect that pass. I think he was waiting for Odegaard to shoot.
He did narrow down the angle when he passed it to him, which meant that it was more difficult to squeeze that in. I do agree. Maybe he would have been better off shooting, but it's still part of the chances. Whether he should have passed it or shot, we need to be more ruthless. I think if Leeds played Liverpool on form today, I wouldn't have even be surprised Liverpool got double figures.
I think it's a work in progress. I think it's a work. Look, I'm on the fence here because I still don't think Arteta is the guy to lead us the way, but I'm going to back him as long as we're in a position where we can still get the 4th or even possibly 3rd. You never know, because Chelsea looked a bit shaky recently, you know what I mean? And as long as our team is going the way they're going, I'm going to back them all the way. I'm not going to want anything bad for Arteta. For me, it's like in the beginning of the season, I thought, 4th is a real good chance. And all my friends back in England, they're all United fans or Liverpool fans,
Oh, man.
And they were laughing at me saying, yeah, Arsenal are going to get 4th. I go, look, we got to play one game a week. Our players are going to be more rested, and they just all left it off. And it's actually showing right now. There's a lot of injuries happening to other teams, and, touch wood, we got a good fresh squad at the moment. And we, like I said, Everton, those kind of games really get on my nerves because we should be putting those games away in bed. But the team is definitely starting to, you can see something, coming into fruition right now. And Lacazette is another one. Like, I think it's time we move on. But at the same time, it's like you see the players, they work better with him in the team, especially the youngsters. Martinelli's thriving off him.
I mean, surely right now you could argue the fact that if we had to lose one of them, Aubameyang or Lacazette for the rest of the season, you could argue that we would probably be better off losing Aubameyang. But it's a tough one because if Aubameyang gets a run of goals, then there's not better. He's a better striker for goal scoring. But at the same time, if he doesn't offer anything else.
For sure. Exactly, you hit the nail on the head. Oba has more goals in him, but the problem is I don't think Oba fits that system we're playing right now. Oba is the type of guy that needs the ball threading through the middle, like a Ozil that feeds the ball. If you see, even though we're creating more chances, but a lot of our chances are like side to side, you know what I mean? We're looking for the wings. We're not trying to play balls through the middle. That's why Laka is coming in deep to get the wingers into play, because there's
by Laka coming in deep, what he's doing is he's worrying the centre-backs because the centre-backs don't know whether to go with him or to let him go. But then if they let him go and turn, he's dangerous because he's facing the play. And if he does go with him, he leaves his space in behind. Sorry, go on, AB.
Is that part of the plan? I mean, is that Arteta setting that up with Lacazette playing?
Yes, it is. Yeah, because if you had listened, I'll tell you it is, and I'll tell you why it is. Because if you had listened to the last interview, not this weekend's game, just gone, but the last one that Martinelli scored, when they asked him, it looks like it's something we've been working on. They said that is something we've been working on. Laka dropping in deep so that he draws in a centre back. So when you pull the centre back out, Martinelli's got the space to run in behind him. It's a smart little move. So basically, it's working at the moment.
Which has been perfectly right.
Yeah. But then if you go and telling everyone, then they'll start looking for it. Let me just see if anyone. Abdul, do you have anything else you want to say before?
So I'll just say my favorite and I'll call it a day. So I just want people to remember that we are playing one game a week compared to like West Ham or Liverpool or Chelsea.
It's about time we got a break.
Right. So if Arteta doesn't end up having us in the top 4 by the end of the season, then that's I don't think he should continue with us anyways. But right now, I'm okay with where we're at. I think the team is rebuilding. I like the youngsters. I'm falling in love with them more and more. Tomiyasu for me is a definite Arsenal quality player. People should stop saying that he's not. Yeah, people should stop saying that. Oh, he's not Arsenal quality. Or this guy can't attack. Well, this guy's killing it so far. So
doesn't get beaten one-on-one either, does he?
I love he's probably my favorite player right now on the team. He's ruthless. The guy he always runs back. Someone takes the ball from him. He's always running back, takes it back. It's insane. Like this guy, he's a fighter, and every time I feel like he's putting in his all every game. Martinelli is killing as well. I think he should play every game. I think Martinelli is going to save Arteta's ass this year because he refused to play him from the beginning. All of a sudden, the kid starts playing, and we're banging in goals like crazy.
Is it a mixture? Listen, the one thing is that he could end up being a lucky manager, because let's be honest, we knew he was going to be learning on the job and it was going to be make or break for him, right? He would live and die by his decisions as he went on. But if he's a lucky manager and he starts to pull through, now, the reason I say lucky manager, he wasn't playing ESR, for example.
That's what I was about to say. Last year,
he wasn't playing ESR. He was forced to play ESR, wasn't he?
That's what I'm saying.
Is that he was forced to play Martinelli?
He's being forced into these decisions because there are no other players that can fit that role except for that one player because the other players are injured, right? So he's being forced into these decisions, and he's getting I'm telling you, it could be that he's lucky, but I do feel like he's still learning. But at the end of the day, if we don't make top 4 at the end of the season and we don't make even top 5 to play in the Europa, then I don't think he'd stay because at the end of the day, a real manager is tested when they have more than one game in a week. That's when they're really tested. So
there's a couple of tough questions I want to throw out as well. You guys in the chat too. One I asked earlier on. I'll ask you again, Abdul, before I let you go. Aubameyang, would you have him in January? Would you sell him in January? 1. 2, likes of like these teams that are sort of having their games postponed right now. Is it going to be a benefit to them, or do you think it's going to be a hindrance having all these games backlogged? I mean, I was thinking about, for example, like the Spurs. Yeah, they've got a new manager in Conte. Is it going to benefit them having more time? Having more time being coached by him without risking losing any points whilst this is happening? Or is it something that's going to add more pressure because we've got points in the bag and they don't? Let us know in the chat, and I'll ask you guys in here as well.
Yeah, so I'll just say that, and I'll call it a day. So
yeah,
I think Aubameyang should stay for January, because at the end of the day, we don't know what's going to happen. Players get injured, so it's always good. I'm not going to have and Ketia playing a whole game. You know what I mean? I just don't see it. He's a good player, but I just don't think he's working with Arsenal. So I'd rather have Aubameyang, and I'd rather see Arteta fix the issues that he has with Aubameyang and bring him back into the team at some point, if in case we have injuries, because that's the quality of a good manager. A good manager can deal with all type of players. I don't want to see a manager says, "Oh my God, this player has an ego, he's out of the team." They have to be able to deal with all type of players. It's a manager's job to make all players comfortable in their their team. And I'm seeing right now Jack in the chat saying that here we go again. I'm not being negative towards Arteta. I'm just saying what I believe a manager should be, and when they're truly tested. That's my belief. A win against Leeds it's given. I expect it. A win against Newcastle is given. A win against West Ham was fantastic. I gave him all the applaud for that. Loved it. But against lower table teams, we should be getting these wins. We should fall asleep, wake up, boom, we won 3-0, 4-0. We should be banging goals like crazy against such teams, especially against a team like Leeds where they have a lot of injuries.
Okay.
And then my final point is it going to benefit us from all these delayed games? I don't think it will. The last time this happened, Arsenal came back and it was very lousy. I think we need to keep it up. The pace that we're at, we should keep it up. If a delay happens, then I feel like the pace kind of dies down a bit, and then we're going to have to start picking up again from the beginning.
So do you think that will hinder the other teams behind us who aren't getting their games right now? Or do you think it could help someone like Spurs?
I think teams like Spurs might be able to, at the end of the day, they're not really in the greatest form either. So it doesn't really matter to them. Teams that are not in the greatest form right now, it won't really matter if they go on winning a game, yes, and losing in the next game, or tying another game. That's not really a great form. A great form is for example, Arsenal right now, we've been winning games. Maybe we win 2 or 3, drop 1, then we win another 3 or 4. So we're having a good run. We just need to keep that run up. And in terms of Spurs, I'm not really sure, because at the end of the day, it doesn't really cut their pace or slow down their pace. Same thing with Man United. They're slowly rebuilding the team. So the more delays the manager has, the more he can work with the team and improve them. So teams like Liverpool, Man City, they've got a lot of substitutes, a lot of backups, so they're able to cover for their players, even if they're going to play a consistent amount of games all at once.
Okay, all right. Well, look, I mean, we've only got about 5-10 minutes to go, so I might just keep you on. Let's have a look. There's a few things in the chat I wanted to discuss. So this guy here, Mikey Cartel, be realistic. We win a few games. Now it's turn on Uber. You fans are comedians. Right. Firstly, no one's turned on anyone. If anything, Aubameyang's caused this situation himself, Mikey. So I don't know what you're talking about. At the end of the day, it's his fault. He's not in the team because of what he's done. And then these players have come in and they're doing the job. So if we're happy for them, how does that make us comedians? That's just ridiculous. No one's turning on him. But at the same time, you're getting paid 300 grand a week and you can't turn up on time. Then you got something to answer for. That's a comedian. Someone who gets paid 300 grand a week and can't turn up on time. Right? So, and then this guy here, the wave. Uber and Partey are finished and washed. How is Partey finished, man? I don't even understand that comment.
Partey is not even started.
That's just it's ridiculous. He's finished. The lad's had 34 games out of the 2 seasons he's been here due to injury. Have a word with yourself, man. Anyway, Norman, anything else you want to add? And anyone else in the chat? And Sujo, anything else you want to bring up in these last few minutes?
Actually, I was surprised that Abdul just mentioned that top 4 is the expectation now for Arteta to keep the job. That has changed since I was here in the last few weeks. I know it's beautiful.
Are you calling Abdul a flip flop? We're all flip flops, man.
I'm not flip flopping.
As a fan, it's a great expectation to have.
Yeah, it's a very good expectation, and it's nice to spend the Christmas in top 4. But saying that he's going to lose the job if he doesn't finish in top 4, I think it's hard.
I doubt that's going to happen.
I just think one game a week should be able to pull that off because
are
we experiencing?
I'm just checking the schedule right here, and we are playing on the 21st of December, 26th, and 28th. Three matches in a week.
I have a question. Are we
overachieving?
One at a time. Go on.
Sorry, are we overachieving, or are we just? Do we deserve the position we're in right now?
That's a very smart question, because like I was thinking the same thing in the sense of, is it just the rest of the league the way it's working out right now? But then I came to the conclusion of who cares, because I'll tell you why. If they're going to give us a window to grab it earlier than we should be grabbing it, then we need to grab it. And I'm so disappointed those last 6 points that we dropped with Man United and Everton. If we had them in the bag too now, we would be in such a strong position. You would be talking about contending top 4 100%. It's still possible.
In those games too.
Yeah, that's why we had 38 games in the league. I mean, you have to play your 38 games. The other teams have to play their 38 games. And we have to match off what the end of the 38 games are for.
Maybe secretly Edu and Arteta probably think, we could actually make top 4, but let's give a low expectation, so that way if we get into top 4 or we don't,
Edu played safe in that interview.
The players we have, we can make top 4, because at the end of the day, like, look at the rest of the league. Like, the only teams that really stand out for you would be Chelsea, Man City, and Liverpool.
We're up against Man United, Spurs. We're up against Man United.
Exactly, and we can beat them because we can beat them. They're not having the greatest season either.
Come on, they're not that great.
So I'm just saying, my expectation has been. I'll tell you why. Okay, at the end of the day, I've been a fan of Arsenal ever since I was a kid. Ever since I saw the Invincibles playing, I fell in love with the team. And every year we've been at the Champions League, competing at the highest level. Unfortunately, we've never been able to win it. Every fan should be so hungry for us to win the Champions League. It should be. That should be our expectation, right? And it's just very disappointing that the expectations have dropped so low, and that's what really frustrates me with.
We should have the mentality.
We should be competing.
We should be ruthless. We should be
ruthless. And all my cousins, it's really frustrating. All my cousins, all their teams make it to the Champions League every single year, and they all trash talk each other. And I don't have that privilege.
All right, let Abdul. There's a few people wanted to say something.
We deserve it. Like we as fans deserve to be in the Champions League. The team, the management should pull its shit together. Okay, and fans should be expecting top 4. If fans are not expecting top 4 this year, then this is a joke, because at the end of the day, we have the players. Our players right now, they are great.
Let others have a say. Hold on very quickly before we do move on. Nick Paris is saying, are we getting gassed on? Well, so obviously he's saying beating. I didn't bet on the reserves, but beating the 10 reserves. No, we're not getting gassed at that, Nick. But what we are saying is this, bro. Had we beaten Man United, Everton, got those 6 points in the bag, which were highly winnable games, we could be overachieving sooner than we expected, regardless of how it's turned out, who we're playing, whether we're lucky that COVID struck or it hasn't struck, and all of that stuff. It doesn't matter. What I do expect from our team is ruthlessness to seize the opportunity if it is there. Go on, AB Phil.
So this was the situation when Emery was in charge. So we were overachieving all of a sudden. Emery is the man. Emery is the one who will bring us back to Champions League. We will be there. We will be this. We will be that.
Right.
And then we missed out on just 1 point, right? And then
he shouldn't have missed out though.
Yeah. He should. It was all his mess up. I mean, Crystal Palace game. We all remember that game. What the fuck? What was he doing? Carl Jenkinson. I mean, it was.
We had a better squad back then, more capable of getting Champions League easily than we do have right now.
Yeah,
That's why
I don't think so, bro. I do
think
not think
we have
so.
the whole likes of
we had the
Ozil
top
that we
top
were
over.
utilizing.
This 11 is more capable ever than the last probably 4 or 5 years. I have just think about the back five. Just think about the back five. I mean, there
I'd
has
have to
not been
disagree.
a stable back five.
Wait. What are you saying? In the last 5 years, what did you just say? Just repeat
The
that.
the last 5 years, this
Mhm.
has been the best back five we have, at
Okay,
least for the last one. Yeah.
let's look at it. Who have we had in the last 5 years? So we've had the likes of Koscielny, we've had
Not good at all.
Monreal.
Not good at
Monreal
all.
Mr. Consistent. Mr. Which I
Monreal was
compare him.
consistent. He
Yeah,
wasn't top
which I
notch. He
compare
was
him to
consistent.
Tomiyasu right now.
Monreal would be a
Yeah.
starter today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Koscielny too.
Yeah, mate, do you think so? Do you think Monreal would have started today?
I think so.
He was
a good
he
player.
was one of the more decent left backs we had in a while. You know,
Mr. Consistent. We all called him
Monreal would have started ahead of Tierney. Is that what you're saying?
Not at all.
Yes.
No, I don't think so. But he was pretty decent though. He's a reliable left back. He was
Reliable.
Yeah,
a backup left back.
I think AB's right. I think this is probably no, it has the potential. Definitely the fullbacks. I like the fullbacks. I like Tomiyasu and Tierney. I think Tomiyasu, the way he defends, he hates being beaten, and I like that. And so does Tierney.
Yeah.
I think the developing a partnership between White and Gabriel. I do think if there is a slight weakness, it's White a little bit. I don't know why. He just seems to just
because
sometimes
he
gets caught sometimes.
One thing I could say about Benjamin, right? He likes to be called Benjamin, right?
Right.
And he was saying he does not watch football. He has definitely been watching Mustafi sliding all over the the penalty spot. I mean, he just slid and gave up a penalty for nothing.
Yeah, he did. He did. And, you need to do that. There's certain things you can still see exist. That little rash decision making, and also what Xhaka did earlier on. You know, when he could, if he had got sent off, that game could have been different. So there's a few things we need to iron out. But all in all, we're in a strong position. Go on, we want to wrap it up soon.
You know where I miss. I know our defense is much more better than the recent years. But our attack was way more better. Our attack used to compensate for our bad defense.
Hey, yeah, but our attack is starting to come along now, Sir Joe.
Now it is.
Look what we've got now. We have got an attack that we could start to see that it could match something we had in the past. You've got Saka who can cause damage. You've got Martinelli who can cause damage. You've got Emil Smith Rowe. You've got Odegaard who drops in a little bit deeper behind them guys. Like, these are kids that have got the potential and that lack of overly respecting their opposition, because young kids don't have that level of respect. Oh, it's this team's. They just want to prove they're good enough to get in the team. Martinelli, that's all he wants to do is prove that now that Aubameyang's not there, he has a right to be in that team, and he's looked like he's out to grab it. And those Aubameyang fans in here, and I've been one of them, look, if he's going to give someone an opportunity to come and take his position by acting stupid, not being in on time and all that. I know some people were saying, he was trying to be a good person for his son and all that stuff. But if you're asked to report back at a certain time, you got to also remember 300 grand a week. That's 300 grand a week. There's probably this whole half this chat room probably combined don't do that. So look, let's be honest about it, yeah. But look, we're just over an hour, guys. I'm gonna say goodbye to you guys in a second. Norman, do you want to say something before I let you all go? And then I'll wrap this up.
Who do you think we should have? Who should be the next captain?
I would go
not Lacazette.
Honestly, I think it should be someone who can hype up the team, right? The problem with Aubameyang is that he never really hyped up anybody. He just stay quiet, playing his own game, right? You know what I mean? You need someone, for example, like Ramsdale. When his team scores, he starts jumping like crazy as if he scored. He keeps yelling at his defenders, hyping up his defenders. You have someone like Tierney who's always putting a shift in and like basically playing all out. Like someone like Lacazette who's a fighter who can lead his team. You know what I mean? Someone to like follow his footsteps. Play at his level, at his basically his passion. You know what I mean? Aubameyang never really showed it. Aubameyang just
Aubameyang doesn't have the character. That's what you mean.
Lads, let's see. I'm not gonna be around the bush yet. Either you hate him or love him, right? Which is Granit Xhaka. He might not be the best.
No,
no.
Can't go back there.
I'm not gonna go back there. I'm not gonna ask him to. I wouldn't say I'm making captain game, but he might not even be our best player. But he's by far our best leader in that dressing room.
That's true.
He has the quality of a leader, but he doesn't have respect for the fans.
And
a captain should have respect for the fans.
Not just that.
That's the problem.
Not just that. Yeah.
Wait. You need temperament. You need to show the rest of the crew how they should be acting as a captain.
Exactly.
That captain is the one that should be telling the others that are mouthing off or getting themselves in stupid trouble with a referee and pulling them or not doing their job. You need someone who's going to say to them, why are you not doing your job? I do it, you do it with me. That's the sort of player you want. Now, Xhaka, yes, okay, you can say he's a leader and this, that, but he has this thing in him that he could cost his team a game.
Yeah,
you're right. You can't have a captain that will do that. I understand you can get sent off in midfield. I do understand you can get sent off in midfield. And there's people here saying Xhaka is our best CM. If Xhaka is our best CM, then we need to move forward because he's not
our best CM, but I definitely think he's one of our better leaders. If you watch all those, YouTube Arsenal release, those open mic, wherever, and you can see those little details, how he commands the players, and those little dirty tactics. Little tactics. No, but look, is anyone going to disagree about his leadership skills? Yes, he's
no. He would be.
You know what I mean?
He would be the leader, but
the problem is
he threw the captaincy away.
Yeah, he threw it away. But if he never did that, he would be captain right now. Plus, he starts all the, even though he's not the best. Your best, you're necessarily the best player doesn't have to be the captain.
Listen, but are we at risk?
He did that is the issue. That's
are we at risk though, Abdul? You guys here, right? We're going to have to cut this short, but I think there's this problem we've got, and we need to take a little bit of stock when we're looking at these situations because we do have this tendency as fans to easily forget. All right, when we don't have a decent midfielder next to someone like Partey, then we start to think, oh my God, actually, we miss Xhaka. So then we start talking about Xhaka again. We should be bringing him back, but we need to remember that prior to Partey being there and prior to all the previous seasons that we've had and all the previous teams that we've had and all the midfields that he's been in, he's never been good enough for us long term in that middle. Now, he might look decent. It's the same with Lacazette up top. Yes, he's doing a great job, and I do rate the job he's doing for us, and I actually like Lacazette. But again, is it because he stands out? Because we don't have any other player that can do that. So when Aubameyang's there, we go, oh my God, Lacazette's so much better, etc., doing that. These are there's improvements that can be made in this team. Xhaka is not good enough for Premier League long-term over the course of an entire season. It's too quick for him. We need an improvement on Xhaka. We need an improvement on the strikers. But guys, listen, I'm going to let you guys go because it's getting late. It's gone an hour. Abdul, thank you for joining us, brother. Norman, thank you for joining us. And Sujel, thank you, man. It's been a pleasure. I'm going to let you guys go. I'm just going to wrap up if that's okay. Yeah. Peace out.
Evening, gents.
Evening. So go, Norman, peace out. Right. So, guys, this has been a good week or two for us. We're in a strong position, one that we didn't think we were going to be in. Yes, the teams behind us have got games in hand. We'll soon find out whether or not games in hand matter more or whether points in the bag matter more. One thing I do know is I have seen some things that give us an indicator that we are looking like we're gelling as a team. We do have to take into consideration this was only Leeds and they were depleted. However, as Nick Paris is saying here, 3 points and we move. All we can ask from this team is every chance they get to get 3 points, they hoover it up. They let us down recently with Man United and Everton, and someone rightfully in here said, look, we lost those 2 games, half decent teams, etc. But you cannot argue the fact that we had chances to beat both those teams. Now, this is still a young developing team. It's going to be inconsistent. The road is going to be bumpy. We still have a manager that's learning on the job, and maybe we're experiencing a really roller coaster journey with him as fans. Let's hope it's one that shows his education, that takes him to the levels that, maybe he surprises us. I mean, this Aubameyang situation is something that is another test for him, and he's handled it, and maybe he's starting to learn how to handle big characters and man manage. And this is something, again, we had to accept he was going to do on the job. So look, there's still a lot to learn. I appreciate all of you guys in this chat. Statman Stan is asking, Lev, are you Arteta in or out or undecided? I am not Arteta in or out. I'm Arsenal in. If he's good enough for Arsenal and he's going to be positive for Arsenal, I'll have him. If he's not, then I won't have him. It's as simple as that. I am not a managing supporter. I'm a club supporter. If I don't think he's good enough for my club, then I don't want him in. I'm not Arteta in or out. I'm Arsenal in. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. All this division of Arteta in, Arteta out, Wenger in, Wenger out, all this crap is crap. It is absolutely crap. We all want the same thing for our club. Arsenal in is what I am. That's always going to be my answer. If he's not good enough, he can get out. If he delivers and he puts the words down my throat and makes me feel like I was wrong, happy days also. So let's see what happens. I'm going to go and enjoy the rest of my evening. I suggest you do the same. This has been the Arsenal Lounge. Another 3 points in the bag. Peace out, loungers, and see you soon. I'm going to find this banner thing because Shaheen will have a go at me if I don't do it properly. So here we go.